Hey, true believers, Englentine here. Now, this is a bit of a live stream we did. Now, we do a movie live stream every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Check it out. In this case, we're talking about how the body count of a horror film can affect the box office and critic response as well. This comes from Rotten Tomatoes. Once again, if you like this video, make sure you join us at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday nights. Enjoy. This one could be done on Sunday. I found this article, or well, somebody sent me this article. It's and it's talking about Rotten Tomatoes. Now, I don't go to these aggregate sites. I don't care if you like a movie or not. I care if I like a movie or not. I like to hear an opinion. Okay, yeah.
The way I fix Rotten Tomatoes is rather than treating the audience score and the critic score as two separate scores, I average them together.
You average them?
Yeah.
So this guy did a deep data dive that shows that more the bodies pile up, the further the tomato meter drops for movies and horror franchise. And I thought, wow, that's pretty interesting. I want to read about this.
Is that audience score or critic score? Because fuck the critics.
Well, it says Michael Myers. Okay, hold on. Keen observers then noted that the box office total wasn't the only big number. Myers more than doubles the body count he accumulated in 1978. We won't saying how many people die at Myers' hands and who they are, but just know this: the bloodbath he leaves behind. It's an age-old sequel trend, bigger, harder, bloodier, but does it always work? The higher body count in the latest Halloween left us wondering, does the number of kills in a horror film affect the horror movie's tomato meter score and its box office results? So right there, you've got critics and audience. Box office is audience. So let's see. With the new Halloween, the answer seems to be no, but it's green. But is Green's movie the rule or the exception to it? Okay. It goes on to say, to find out, we gathered a data set of 188 horror movies that are part of the horror franchise or franchises had to have at least 2 theatrical wide releases. We then counted the deaths caused by the central antagonist or protagonist. I can't help that. I don't know. I don't understand why I'm roboting, because I'm literally not moving.
Problem.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes when I share the screen, that does happen. Rotten Tomatoes. I've honestly never heard Englentine Robo before. Did his mic get sick too? Apparently. I think our RT is interesting to see the divide between pro critics and fans. I think, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is always fun. Hey, Comics Down, how are you doing? Am I still roboting?
No, you're fine.
Okay, this is weird. So they didn't count the killer's death, and they solely counted on kills caused by central villains like Hannibal Lecter, Freddy Krueger, Norman Bates, Jason Voorhees, and in the case of Final Destination, death itself. And it says what they found was horror movies 0 and 5 kills have a much higher tomato meter rating, an almost fresh 56.7 than their more kill heavy counterparts. And the same movies made more money at the box office with an average inflated domestic of 115 million. The worst performing movies, both on the tomato meter and at the box office, was those that featured more than 10 deaths. Halloween 2018 is one of the exceptions. Let's see.
Is that they have to set everything up before they start killing people. So
yeah,
they focus on like 4 or 5 characters. That gives them more time to flesh them out before they get.
And that way, when people die, you actually care about what happens. And the worst of the horror movies and the worst of the horror movie sequels, it's just lining people up to get. You barely know their names or so they don't even give characteristics.
Yeah.
Like when you get in, I like Friday the 13th, and they are guilty pleasures I will take to the grave. I even enjoy the one in space, but I understand that they don't give people names in the later ones. They get character. This is the nerd. This is the weirdo. This is the slut. And, you know, that's how they go off about killing them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just makes sense that if you take time to care about make us care about the characters, we're going to care about what happens to them more.
Well, see, I have a slightly different perspective on this. I think it might have more to do with the tone, because speaking for myself, I love some really irreverent bloodbath horror movies, but I know for a fact that critics don't. So that might have something to do with it. Maybe they just don't. Maybe they just don't have enough sense of humor to go for the over-the-top bloodbaths, even when they're fun. And that is, in my opinion, the determining factor here. It's the tone of what the movie is going for versus what the movie does. If
that's like, whether you like it. Obviously, if you understand what a movie is trying to do, you can like a movie based on that. So I always say you got to watch a movie on its own merit. You can't watch a movie like Jason X and think, oh, this is going to be just like Citizen Kane. No. Or in horror terms, it's going to be like Silence of the Lambs, 2 different films. But did Jason X do what it set out to do? That's the question you have to ask yourself when you watch it. And considering I think Jason X set out to be a low fun watching people die in interesting ways kind of movie, yeah. Was it good? No. Was it entertaining? Yep. Okay. It says something about first films in the franchise, but doesn't really explain what franchise. So I'm going to go down here. So it says horror movies with 11 plus kills have an average tomato meter of 38.1, an inflated domestic box office average of 56,941,000. And they include movies like Carrie, Aliens, Army of Darkness, which were all hits.
Army of Darkness is awesome.
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It really is. Yeah, Jason X was the one with the hologram. Jason X was hilarious, better than Go to Hell. Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell, it sucked. That was just really bad. Yeah.
American Werewolf in London was a good movie, in my opinion, at least.
I liked it.
And I think that's the in average. So what they do is they average all up. So the top notch, it says, even here, it says these right here, this line says, these rotten statistics make us appreciate the few kill heavy originals that managed to earn fresh status. So these are the kill heavies that got good. And this is some of the ones that got bad. So what was it? It might explain why 78% of the movies in this group, 51 titles, are rotten, and only 7 cross the 100 million milestone domestically adjusted for inflation. Carrie, Aliens, Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th 3, Aliens 3, Freddy, Jason 8. So those are the only ones that crossed the 100 million, but 78% of these movies dropped. The good ones, the ones that got fresh, Carrie, Piranha, London, Sinister, 5 sucked. Dawn of the Dead, Prometheus, Aliens, Alien Covenant. God fucking damn it, Jesus. Land of the Dead, and 28 weeks later. Why is that happening? I know it's.
You're fine now.
I didn't reboot the computer. Usually before a live stream, I do that. Let's see. Nothing wrong with a Friday. Yeah, they're good guilty pleasures. American Werewolf in Paris is awesome. Ulysses Hooten agrees. Gore loses the shock to a point. I agree. I agree with you on that. Horror movies with 6 to 10 kills have an average of 41.7.
The thing about gory movies with me is that sometimes I don't get scared. I just don't want to look at it because it's too.
Well, I don't like gore porn films. Like the first Saw was fine. The second one was okay. Taller. Just like not trying anymore.
Well, I look at the Saw movies like they're dark comedies. I don't quite see them as horrifying. Although most horror movies usually just make me laugh rather than scare me. So that might just be me.
Okay. Let's see. So here, the 41.7% tomato meter gave way to 80% being fresh. For the previous group, 74 for the movies. Oh no, 80 was, I don't get what they're just saying there. The percentage of rotten films decreased from 80% to 74%. Well, that's not a huge. And it had 37 rotten titles. 15 of the movies in this category cleared 100 million, which were Friday the 13th and Jaws 2, Scream 2, Saw 2, and The Omen 2 have a higher domestic box office than the 11 plus category. It helps that the 54% movies were the first or second installments, which according to our data, yeah, because people are taking time to get to know the world, get to know the characters. It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it says movies with 0 to 5 kills have a tomato meter average of 56.7 and get a box office average of 115 million. And they include movies like Psycho, The Omen, Conjuring, Exorcist, Evil Dead, Jaws, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Fright Night, Poltergeist,
did you
Night of
guys
Living
see the
Dead.
last Omen movie? No, not like the last remake, but the last in the original series.
Omen, yeah, the one with what's his name from Jurassic Park. Yeah.
I love how
Yeah, I saw that.
he sets up to trying to destroy the road, and at the end, Jesus just comes down and kicks his ass.
It is a religious movie. So there you go. I mean, you know, this is actually kind of interesting to me. I mean, and the truth is, you read off the titles here, and it makes sense. Yeah, these are the movies that we do like. It just makes sense if you get to know the characters. Now, here's one. So why is the overall score just shy of fresh, and explain the sequels that managed to eke their way into this set? Classics like Jaws did their best to buoy the average, but its sequels like Jaws 3D and Jaws the Revenge, which we love, did their best to sink the ship. It's not just the sequels that hurt the overall average, though. 5 originals, Ouija, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Saw, The Strangers, and Prom Night failed to achieve a fresh. How did The Strangers not make it? That was a really good horror film. Did y'all see that movie?
No, and I gotta be honest, I don't give a crap about Rotten Tomatoes rankings. I like what I like.
Yeah, I know you're guy, but The Strangers had atmosphere. I liked that one. That was some scary shit. Just have Dalton do the reading. Let's see. The only Friday movies that all hold up are the ones with Craig and Day Day. Craig and Day Day.
Friday.
Oh.
The Friday for next.
Only one of those movies hold up. Let's see. Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, or Ash versus Evil Dead is my type of dark humor. Those are some good shows. Human Centipede 2 was just, I did not like those movies. Not because, ooh, gross. It's just, ugly.
Other than the shock value, which it didn't really have, the American Centipede movies are just dull.
Yeah, it's the difference between a horror film and that's trying to be gross in a horror film. It's like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. Oh, and then it gives us I'm not going to read this list off, but it gives a list of all the movies that were in each category, which I will leave on screen for a while here if people want to check it out in the live stream and such, or when they're watching it back. So there you go, gang. What do you think about what we had to say about this article? Did you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you like this kind of movie talk, make sure that you join our live stream every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on I Love Comics. We call it the Extreme Movie Show because why not? We like to make fun of the 90s. Also, if you haven't done it already, click like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. Ring that bell, because YouTube sometimes does their job and lets you know when we do a video and or a live stream. Also, this is the way we're trying to make a living, so if you don't mind helping out, go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till. Links in the description below. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.